Petro-Canada Supreme Synthetic. Моторные масла для бензиновых двигателей. Проверенные на практике профессионалом. Petro-Canada Supreme Synthetic. Опережая мировые стандарты.
Здравствуйте, я Анна Гарбузова и в эфире RacingLIVE. Сегодня в выпуске мы расскажем об уникальных автомобилях Джеймса Бонда. Кстати, я вот сейчас сижу на рейндж-ровере, который был снят в первых кадрах в фильме «Скайфолл».
Well, the Land Rover Defender series has been around for a very long time, and the funny thing about as a James Bond car, it's not thought that often to be a James Bond car because it's not so much fast as it's just tough and rugged and can go off-road. And so in the original chase scene in the first two scenes of the latest movie Skyfall, the James Bond character is actually sitting where you are, and then he's got somebody driving him around, and they've really got to get through some tough streets and really have to sort of do some gritty work. And so for the purposes of it, this didn't need to be as fast as it needed to be able to go anywhere, and so this is what made the Land Rover a great British vehicle for 007 British Secret Agent. So what you see in the first few scenes of Skyfall is James Bond, you know, there's always a car chase, and this is the car from the first big chase of the movie. They're going through the streets, and they're actually chasing an Audi A5 for a while, and so this car can keep up with it, at least on film. And the best part about it is it's really going over things, and it's really hitting things and keep moving and keep moving, keep moving. And that's the idea of why James Bond might need a real truck as opposed to his usual Aston Martin. So what really makes this car unique, though, is that in the movie, this is where Hollywood magic comes in, is that you watch as both the driver and James Bond are talking, and they're trying to get through the streets, and everything looks pretty real, because as much as they're yelling at each other, they're still moving in and things are hitting the car. Well, the reason why that's happening is when the movie's actually being filmed, they were not driving the car. They looked like they were sitting behind the seats, but what was really happening is there's a stunt driver sitting on the roof with all the controls, and so you don't see the stunt driver who's in this cage, and all you get is a great chase scene.
Bond. James Bond.
Well, this one is also from the movie Die Another Day, and this is an Aston Martin Vanquish. And so what's great about these cars is that James Bond has been Aston Martin for a very long time. This really was a great return for him in the movies, because this was their latest car, and they did a lot of fun gadgets there where this car could vanish, or these shotguns actually could, you know, be heat seekers and go for exactly for the target. And so this was a car that really brought together a lot of James Bond. A lot of gadgets, a lot of fast cars, and just a lot of really cool Aston Martin is right behind this. Yes, it's the Aston Martin Vanquish, but in the movie they like to joke as the Aston Martin Vanish, because it had what they called a camouflage system that it could disappear and basically project an image, so it looked like the car was never there. That would have to be completely Hollywood movie magic, because there's nothing in this car but a lot of great layers of lacquer. Oh, absolutely. This one has a V12 engine in it, and even without James Bond's, you know, credibility to it, it's still a very fast, very desirable car today.
Look. вами была Анна Гарбузова и программа RacingLIVE. Спонсор нашей программы – моторные масла Petro-Canada. Petro-Canada, опережайте мировые стандарты. А вы, уважаемые телезрители, следите за нашими выпусками.
Линейка моторных масел Petro-Canada Дюрон. Моторные масла для дизельных двигателей. Проверенные на практике профессионалами. Petro-Canada Дюрон. Опережая евростандарты.